I'm here at Jay and Silent Bob's, the famous store that was on Comic Book Men and the Kevin Smith store. So let's go in and take a look. Here's the outside. Here's Kevin Smith himself. They got a lot of cool memorabilia here. That walrus thing. Poster from Clerks. Got some comic on the side. It's very cool. So the first thing you see when you walk in is the new comics. They have a whole wall full of new comics in there. So if you're looking for any new comics, they have them every week, every Wednesday. They also had signed comics here. A few comics that was signed by Kevin Smith himself. Secret Stash exclusives. Quick Stop, which is pretty cool. They only were $25 too, which is a pretty good price. Tons of, and most of them, they had a ton of Kevin Smith signed stuff. Secret Stash comic boxes, which is pretty cool. Then they had a couple back issues. Not a lot, but a decent amount. So if you're into comics, they have a ton of comics to look at. Then they had the famous Jesus statue from his one of his movies. Signed book. He signed the Jesus statues. Buddy Christ, that's what it's called. Yep, there's Buddy Christ. And then that's, they had some of his books there. Most of the stuff was signed by him. Buddy Christ signed by Kevin Smith. Then they had Funko Pops of Jay and Silent Bob. You can take a picture with them. They had clothes. You can get the Tusk jersey if you're into the Tusk movie. Then they had a couple graphic novels. They also had the Quick Stop Groceries sign, which is pretty cool, where they filmed Clerks. Brody's. He also had in the back room a couple statues too for sale. Statues and figures, busts, action figures, stuff, things like that, which is pretty cool. And he also had a bunch of signed stuff from him too that you can get with figures and stuff. So you can see over here, they had Migos. They had the Master of the Universe signed by Kevin, which he did the show. I checked it out. It was pretty cool. Pretty good show. It was alright, not bad. Then they had posters in the back. Some more memorabilia. Halloween 3 masks. Then you had some more posters. Clerks figures. So yeah, this was a really cool room with a whole bunch of collectibles in it. So as you can see, it's a Kevin Smith-based store. They had a lot of Kevin Smith stuff, but they do have other collectibles too. So it's worth checking out whether you're a fan of Kevin Smith or not. So, and it is known as the worst or the most famous comic book store in the world. Stan Lee figure, posters, more posters. Some of those masks. I've seen a few Kevin Smith things, but not a lot. So a cool Skeletor. Not familiar with some of his things. And then there's a bunch of memorabilias from his movies, which is pretty cool. And then they had a ton of shirts inspired by his movies. Buddy Christ shirt. Hey Kids Comics. It's a cool one. Then they had Kevin Smith's worn stuff hanged up over there. Some little knick-knack stuff. Buddy Christ stickers, magnets, Secret Stash magnets. Then they had the Moby's mascot. They make a Funko Pop, I guess, of him. And Kevin Smith signed him, that's pretty cool. So that was Kevin Smith's store in Red Bank, New Jersey. Check it out if you have a chance.